Chapter 1. The Library That Breathes. The library was older than time, or at least that's how Elara liked to imagine it on nights when the wind outside sighed through the mossy stones, and the lanterns flickered as though the building itself exhaled. No map recorded this place, no door led to it from the outside world. It existed between breaths, in the thin membrane of space where the unspoken lived. Anyone who found it did so by accident, desperation, or destiny. Elara was none of those things. She had been chosen. Every morning, if morning could be called the moment the haze outside the high stained-glass windows shifted to pale gold, she walked barefoot along polished wooden floors. The air was cool, humming softly with the glow of thousands of floating words. Each orb, peach, gold, pastel blue, held inside it a feeling someone could never voice, an apology never spoken, a confession held back forever, a love swallowed, thick at the throat. The words drifted in alcoves like fireflies suspended in eternal stillness. They pulsed with the heartbeat of humanity. Elara felt their presence the way others felt weather. She passed a soft lavender word, a child's wish to tell her mother, "I forgive you." Next, a silver one, two friends who never confessed what might have been love. She touched none of them, but she felt them, as intimately as if they whispered against her skin. Her hands remained folded, serene, but her heart was a locked vault. She kept one memory sealed away, a night of rain, a voice carried off by the wind, and someone she had loved reaching for her, then disappearing into the storm before finishing his final sentence. His lost word had never appeared. Perhaps she wasn't meant to hear it. This thought used to sting. Lately, she simply accepted it. Until the library trembled. Not a whisper, a quake. The lamps flickered. The words shivered like 1,000 tiny bells struck at once. Elara froze. The library breathed, but never like this. Chapter 2. A Collision of Worlds. The tremor grew into footsteps, fast, uneven, human. Elara's breath caught as a hidden doorway, one that rarely opened, groaned and burst inward. A man staggered through, holding a violently flickering orb in both hands. Dark, pulsing with jagged light, like grief trapped in a storm cloud. He tripped over a carpet, regained his balance, and pushed his glasses up awkwardly. Oh, wow, okay. I was definitely not expecting any of this. He was tall, with the posture of someone who forgot he had a body because his brain was too busy analyzing everything in the universe. His coat was lined with copper tools, pieces of machinery, wires, tiny polished coils that hummed faintly. A scientist in the library of emotion. Elara's eyebrows lifted in quiet disbelief. "You shouldn't be here," she said gently. "I agree completely. The tremor spike. I thought it was some kind of radioactive anomaly, but this thing practically jumped into my scanner." The pastel words around them trembled in resonance, shying away or tugged forward, unsure. Elara stepped closer. "It's not yours." "Trust me, I know. If it were mine, I'd be, He paused, sizing it up. "In therapy?" Despite herself, she nearly smiled. "What is your name?" "Leo. Leo Ravel. Engineer. Inventor. Professional avoider of emotional complications." She nodded. That fit. "I am Elara, keeper of this library." He blinked around, finally taking in the floating words. "This is incredible, impossible, illogical, beautiful." Pause. I think I'm having a mild existential crisis. Elara's gaze returned to the dork orb. It pulsed again, and inside, for a split moment, a memory stabbed through her. Rain, pavement, a breath saying her name. Her knees weakened. That was impossible. Unless... But before she could think further, the word flared violently. "We need to stabilize it now," she said. Leo's eyes widened. "Before it, what, explodes? Before it destroys the rest." Chapter 3. The Forbidden Word. Elara guided Leo toward a stone table etched with old runes, resonance anchors. The word fought her touch, sparks biting her skin. "It's connected to someone's heartbreak," she murmured. "A very deep one, and it wasn't meant to be found this way." Leo leaned over it with scientific hunger. "If I could run a spectral analysis—" "This is not an object to analyze," she snapped, not harshly, but urgently. He flinched. "Right. Okay. Emotion library. Different rules." Elara extended her hand again. The word pulsed against her palm, a cold bruise of grief. Images flickered inside. Wet pavement, thunder, a silhouette turning away, a voice lost mid-sentence. Her breath hitched. This pain, she knew this shape, this flavor of silence. She had lived inside it for years. But the energy wasn't hers, nor her lover's. It was something older, deeper. Leo noticed her trembling. "Are you all right?" "No," she whispered, but she steadied herself. "We must read it." Leo blinked. "Read it? Like a book? Is there a user manual?" She took a breath. "To read a word, two people must share its burden. No one can face an unspoken feeling alone." "Why two?" "Because truth is heavy." Leo swallowed. "I'm more of a facts and machines guy. Feelings short-circuit me." "You caught this word. It chose you. You must help." He reluctantly nodded. "All right, but please, don't let it kill me." Elara's lips softened. "I won't." Chapter 4. Reluctant Allies. They sat opposite each other at the carved table. The dark word hovered between them like a storm waiting to break. Elara placed her hands on either side of it. Leo did the same, hesitantly, as if touching grief might stain him. "Close your eyes," she instructed. "I don't love that, but okay." She whispered the keeper's right. The word responded with a violent shudder, pressing against their palms like a trapped heartbeat. Then the room blurred. Darkness swelled. Emotion dragged them downward like water. Chapter 5. First Reading. The vision hit like a tidal wave. But it wasn't the word's memory they saw. It was each other's. Leo stood in a workshop lit by cold lamps. A younger version of him hunched over a crooked invention as two adults argued in the background, voices sharp as glass. "You'll never finish anything. You take on too much. You'll fail like always." Leo flinched, adjusting a bolt with shaking fingers. Elara felt his panic, tight, breathless, desperate to prove he was enough. Then, her world, a storm-soaked street, a man's silhouette, his coat dark with rain. "Elara!" His voice was torn away by wind. She ran toward him. He turned. Lightning flashed. And the sound, the final word, the last truth she needed, vanished forever. Leo gasped, gripping the table. "Elara!" The vision dissolved, leaving them shuddering, breathless, vulnerable in a way neither had expected. Leo looked at her with new, frightened understanding. "You carry something heavy," he whispered. "So do you," she answered. The word flickered between them, hungry, unsatisfied. It needed more. Chapter 6. The Unfinished Sentence. Days passed. Leo repaired machines around the library to feel useful. Elara cataloged words, trying to hide the way the Dark One's presence gnawed at her. Every evening they attempted another reading. Every attempt revealed only the same phrase forming faintly inside the orb. "I wish I had said..." But the sentence broke apart after that, swallowed by static. Leo paced beside the resonance table. "I can't stand unfinished sentences. They itch in my brain." "It is not a sentence. It is a wound." "Whose wound?" She hesitated. "Someone who never got to finish their final thought." Leo rubbed his neck anxiously. "So we're searching for the emotional equivalent of a missing ending?" "Yes, before the word fades completely." He stopped pacing at once. "It can fade?" "Every unspoken feeling dies eventually, unless someone understands it." Leo stared up a dark word. A rare crack of tenderness appeared in his voice. "Then we're not letting it die." Chapter 7. Resonance. Leo built the amplifier over 2 evenings, though "built" wasn't strong enough a word. He sculpted it, coaxed it into existence like an artist wrestling with his own insecurities. Copper rings, vibrating crystals, a tuning core that glowed when someone nearby felt anything strong. Elara watched quietly, surprised by the care in his movements. When it was ready, they placed the word in the center. "Ready?" Leo asked. "No," she admitted. "Me neither," he said. "Perfect." The device hummed. Light spiraled upward. The word strained violently. "Hold it steady!" Leo shouted over the roar. Elara pressed her palms against the orb. "Show us the truth! Please, show us!" The library's thousands of words resonated, humming a chorus of trembling sound. The device spun faster. The word cracked open. Light swallowed them. Chapter 8. The Truth Revealed. They landed in a memory. A hospital room. A man on a bed, pale, struggling to breathe. At his side, a woman, crying softly into his hand. Leo recognized them instantly. "My father," he whispered, "and my mother." The dying man opened his mouth, voice a weak rasp. "I wish I had said..." His eyes filled with tears. "I never stopped loving you." The heart monitor wailed. The woman collapsed over him, sobbing. Love, unfinished, interrupted, burst from him like a star going supernova. The word formed in that instant, dark and tormented, trapped between regret and devotion. When the vision faded, Leo stood shaking. He tried all his life. Elara placed her hand gently over his. His last word was love. For the first time, Leo cried, not with panic, not from frustration, but with a quiet, surrendering relief. She didn't step away. She stayed. Chapter 9. Transformation. Once understood, the word shone. Its dark shell cracked apart like cooled volcanic glass. Golden light blossomed from within, warm and soft, flowing through the library in slow, drifting waves. Every alcove brightened, Every orphaned word glowed with renewed life. The stabilized word floated upward, taking its place among the rarest and most beautiful, words born not from perfect love, but from love that couldn't be completed, love that never gave up. Leo wiped his face, embarrassed, but lighter than she had ever seen him. "Thank you," he said, "for helping me hear him." "You helped yourself," she replied. "I only accompanied you." Silence fell, but it was warm now, not empty. Then Leo pointed upward. "Elara, look." Between them hovered a new word, silver, soft, trembling like a candle flame. Not lost, not torn from someone, not a regret, a beginning. Chapter 10. A Found Beginning. It floated close enough to kiss their hands. Leo swallowed. "Is that ours?" Elara nodded, eyes soft with wonder. Words form when hearts speak, even before the lips do. Leo reached for her hand this time, not by accident, but intention. "So, what does it say?" The word pulsed. Slowly, faint letters bloomed across its surface. "It starts with you." Elara exhaled, smile trembling like a sunrise. "Then let it start," she whispered. The library breathed with them, alive, glowing, witnessing the moment two hearts stopped being silent.